Okay, good morning to you. So Bahia Adventure, you are present here in Rica in Costa Rica, one of the whale watching companies. Can you explain a little bit, when did you start, how is the industry here, and what do you feel about the population of the whales here?
Okay, yes, it's Bahia Ventures. This company, we started in 2008, so we have around 15 years working on tourism, marine tourism, especially whale watching. Um, so, since the beginning of the company, we have a compromise with the conservation and friendly practices on the whale watching, and beyond that also with snorkeling and other activities. So along the along all this time, we've been trained by some organizations in Costa Rica, also some private biologists. So we're trying to do better and better every year. The population of humpback whales, we have seen that it's been increasing during the years, especially the southern humpback whale, the southern migration that we have from mid-July to the end of October. Every year we see more and more whales. Um, and also we have the whale migration of northern humpback whales. That population is also increasing, lower, but within an increasing of sightings every year now. So we feel happy, because we feel uh, the populations are getting better. But of course, there's more tour companies every year, not only here in the town, in the whole Pacific coast of Costa Rica. The industry, whale watching industry, it's increasing. So the more boats, of course, that means more impact in the nature, in the water. So it's really important to create like new regulations or better regulations to reduce or to minimize the impact on these animals in the water.
Okay, thank you. So how many boats are out there and on a daily basis, approximately?
Here in the town, there are about 20 companies, and every company has an average of two boats. So in a busy season, the high season that we call, in the rainy season, the southern humpback whales, August, an example, August is the busiest season, busiest time. In a normal day, there could be 30, 40 boats out at the same time,
Wow.
which is a really high impact on of course, in nature. We try to reduce that, minimizing the time with the whales, um, also taking the distances. But there's a lot of boats navigating around. Of course, the noise, it's affecting the whales.
Yeah. Do you have to, obey the rules, or are there any cowboys around just doing what they want to do themselves, or do you really have kind of a police boat out there controlling you guys, or is it just a deal between you guys who comes first and who goes and to see the whales first, and how long time can you stay there as well? Is there any rules about that?
Yeah.
Do you take turns, or how does it
Yeah,
work?
the rules in Costa Rica, there is a regulation for whale watching, and we work. Part of the whale watching is in a national park, within a national park, the Marine Ballena National Park. The law says that the park rangers, they should be taking care, of the conservation of the park, the marine conservation. They also should be, taking care of the boats are following the regulations. But unfortunately, there's not enough resources, so they don't have like a boat for patrolling, and so there's no way for them to check if the people that are doing, the right things in the water. Um, Companies like Bahia Venturas, we try to educate our captains, educate our guides, to follow those rules, and I think they're very compromised with that. We
Okay.
usually have meetings for that. We also try to get a feedback from the clients about these kind of activities. Other companies are doing the same. So I think we're working like in a community now. We try to do the best we can. Of course, there are people that don't have the experience. They're new captains in new companies. They don't have enough training for that. So that is affecting, of course, the whale sightings. And the time with the whales, the regulation said that it's maximum with a whale with a baby, a mama with a baby, maximum is 15 to 20 minutes above with that. And if the whale is alone, without any baby, we can say 20, 25 minutes. Distance, it's about 100 yards, 130 yards, like that. But all depends, on the behavior of the animal. Sometimes they get close to the boat. If that happens, we have to stay there, engine in neutral or off, and then we can, leave the sighting very slow, minimum. And also when we approach to the whales, we have to do it really slow, like maybe 1 kilometer before the sighting. You have to go really slow, the minimum.
Okay.
That's part of the rules, we have here. But we try to do our, the best we can do ourselves, and we would like to have, a ranger, a patrolling boat, checking every day, and making sure that everybody is following the rules. That will be really, really important.
Yeah. Okay. What about the license for the boats here? I mean, can anybody come in and get a license to a boat and establish themselves as a whale watching company?
Yes, because there is a main license or main permission, or normal permission for all the boats. It's navigation. They call it navigation permission, and any boat can get that permission, and they have right to navigate, the right to do whale watching. The government is trying to create like a license for whale watching. Some people are now getting that license. Like Bahia Ventura, we have the license for whale watching on our 3 boats. But as I told you in the last question, nobody is checking over there, which boats have licenses, which boats are, following the rules.
Yeah.
So not everybody, a low percentage of companies are getting the license.
Yeah. Well, that can actually be a big problem in the end, because if everybody can come in and they see it's a big business for you guys, you are charging $90 here. So I mean, if people want to have a bite of the cake here and just establish themselves, get one boat and a couple of people join the company, that can it can accelerate to hurt the whales in the end if you don't have anybody. So maybe anybody to check it. So maybe it would be an idea to establish a little bit of a consortium, how to control more. What do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, there are many ideas like that one, like a consortium. But also in the national part, there is like a new project.
Yeah.
To create like concession.
Yeah.
There is an organization of tour operators here.
Yeah.
In the company. Bahia Venturas is part of that organization. So there is a project in the national part with the government to create this kind of legal, how can I say that, legal
Frame or
frame,
concept?
that's right. It will be a concession that will be given to the Association of Tour Operators in Bahia, Ballena is the name. So they will have, the rights or the power, to control all the tour companies, all these boats in the area, in the national park, and also they will have the right to accept new companies or new boats, or even to disqualify companies that are doing, they're not following the rules for whale watching and for other teams.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. The project is since, I don't know, maybe 10 years.
Okay.
In the papers, in the Congress, it's been a couple times. It's been difficult, and so, but that's one of the solutions for that.
Yeah.
Because there will be also, the government will be working with the private organization, the private companies here.
Yeah.
And we will have a control. We're gonna have a boat patrolling, and we can establish rules, penalties for the companies, things like that. But in the national park, within the national park, just in the boundaries of the national park.
Sure.
Outside of the park, we don't have. I mean, the Association of Tour Operators doesn't have any control.
No. So in fact, they can try to establish rules within the national park, but then the boats can just go outside the national park and then do what they want to do.
That's
because
right.
the whales are not just staying there, of course.
That's right.
Are you reporting each other? So if you guys see a bad movement from another company, do you report?
Yeah, we do. We do
You
it privately.
report.
We have
Yeah.
like a contact with the manager of the national park, also the Coast Guard in Costa Rica. We do the reports, but the resources are limited for this institution. So
Yeah. So when you started in 2008, how many companies were there already?
at the time there was only three companies.
Three.
Yeah.
And
So
who
now
was the first?
the first company was a guy named is Maximino, or everybody called him Shumi.
Okay.
He one of the first person doing whale watching here.
Okay.
And then Dolphin Tours is another big company, and then Bahia Ventures as well.
Okay.
So there were the three bigger companies in 2007, 2008, and after that, new companies, appeared. So
And whale watching started in 1993, is that correct?
around that, 1993, 95, the first people doing, like short boat rides to see the dolphins, to see the landscape, to see whales. There were
Yeah.
fishermen at that time. Most of the people were fishermen, and they started to take people like beachgoers.
Yeah.
To see the nature over there, the landscape, and maybe the whales at that time.
Yeah. So just one question, because our organization is all about conservation, of course. So it's also, first of all, to tell this everybody around, who will be on the boats and so on, why the whales are important, what their role is in the ecosystem, and what they want to show us, and also what we can do to protect them. I know that Costa Rica is very good with ecological initiatives and not so much plastic around here and so on, but still, is it something you teach on the boat about the whales' importances to humanity, and also about conservation? Is that something you teach your staff? Because that could be an idea to do that.
Yeah, we have some training with the tour guides. At least this company every year we do like a review of the whale watching rules in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Little history about whale watching, and also we talk about that. The importance of the whales in the economy of the town, and also the impact in the importance of the whales in the nature, of course. I think this little town, Bahia is the name, we depend 90% on whales, directly. The other 10% will be indirectly. People come here because they are attracted by the whales, by the beautiful national park, and so they establish here. They buy land here, they start their businesses here, restaurants or supermarkets, but everything tends to the whales, of course.
Yeah.
So and also there are many families depending on whales at this moment. Captains' families, guides' families, office managers, owners of the companies, of course. So it's really important for us, the whales.
That's why it's very important to save them and protect them.
That's right.
And not to have too many boats ruining it, because if the whales, cannot feed their calves here because they come here to mate and to breed, and if they're disturbed the whole time, they won't come back here. they will
That's
choose
right.
another place in the Caribbean islands, you know. Huh? So it's very important also to bear in mind that it should be long-term thinking and not short-term thinking.
That's right. Long term could be, you know, as you told at the beginning, like consortium here.
Yeah.
You know, only 2 or 3 boats doing, you know, the operation, and the rest of the company they will be just, you know, offering, you know, the tours, negotiating with the travel agencies, but also one of the ways to reduce also the impact could be like create new products, and not only whale watching. We have here beautiful
Exactly.
waterfalls, bird watching, hikings, other activities. Some companies like Bahia Aventuras are trying to do that. Other guides that are now organized tour guides, they have their own company to do like night tours, bird watching. So you know, that's a way to also to reduce a little bit the impact in the water.
Exactly.
But we have to think long term, as you said, and I think that will be one of the solutions
Exactly.
to reduce impact and to keep, you know, the whales here and to save them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Pura
Thank you.
vida.
Thank you.